So just listen to that top half of that mag. And now the bottom half. Even the bottom half is retardedly fast, just does a ton of damage. So, and I know that this is not max damage because, because we're speccing into rate of fire instead of actual damage. We could be doing more damage. This is simply to show and just see how much fun it is. Listen to that. Alright, I do want to quickly bring up how fucking scary this is, and I feel really bad for anybody dealing with this. Like, I didn't know what people were talking about at first. I've been playing long enough, and I have most of my weapons are perfect rolls the way they are, so I didn't, as far as I know, I didn't experience any of this, but I went on to Reddit and saw, and it's pretty fucked up that they let this happen this far into the game, but am I surprised? Not really. Anyway, let's get into this. What's up, agents? How y'all doing? Hope everybody's hanging in there, being as safe as you guys need to be. So I'm gonna go a different route today. We're gonna go with our DPS character. This is a build I wanted to show you guys for a while. I was talking with Matt. He's trying to get his DPS character built up, and so we were just playing around with things. One of the things he talked about, is RPM builds. And so I wanted to go ahead and see what I could do to try to reach the highest RPM that I could. And let's just, we'll jump right on into it, show you what we're doing here. So first of all, we are going to be using the gunner specialization. The main reason for this is the faster reload on every third kill. Reloads faster. Rate of fire increases by 5% on kill. Not to mention the fact that every time we get a kill for 5 seconds, we get a bonus to our RPM, to our rate of fire. So that is on top of any of these other bonuses we're going to have here. So the gunner is the specialization we're going with. Okay, so now we'll just get into the gear before we talk about the weapons. So we are going to be running with the NinjaBike backpack for the resourceful talent to make sure that we can get a bonus for each piece of gear that we're using. Notice this one is not even maxed out, so we could technically squeeze out a bit more damage by having this, this is almost 2 full % off. We are going to be running 2 pieces of striker. This will net us the 3-piece bonus. We get the plus 15% weapon handling from the 2-piece, and the 3-piece gets us that 15% rate of fire bonus. The gloves here, you notice we got weapon damage and crit hit damage. Weapon damage, crit hit damage. And 3 crit hit damage mods, I believe. Yeah. So, the chest piece, we're going to be using the Sokolov with Obliterate. So this will bump up our weapon damage simply by getting crit hits, which we're going to be getting the majority of the time. Headshot damage, crit hit chance on this, crit hit damage mod. The Sokolov bonus gets us the 10% SMG damage and that plus 15% crit hit damage. We're of course going to be using a Picar's holster. This maintains that 15% weapon damage and also allows us to have that 170k armor. We got crit hit damage on there. And then the last piece we're going to be using is a Fox Prayers. We're not personally going to take advantage of the rifle damage, but you could run an SMG and a rifle, which would probably be the smarter way to go. That way you got your close quarter combat covered as well as some range combat. But the big one is that 30% accuracy. We're going to take advantage of that. And the reason primarily for the Fox Prayers is because of the 8% damage to cover to targets out of cover that we get in the minor attribute slot. So crit hit damage on there. To look at the stats real quick, you guys will see 52% crit hit damage, or crit hit chance, 159. This is, right now, that's with the Chatterbox. Now, the main weapon we're going to be using, 52, 144, 80% headshot damage. Normally, I find that, once I hit 50% crit hit chance, I'm better off dumping everything into crit hit damage. And oftentimes, if you're running in a group, somebody will have the Coyote Mask. So oftentimes, I will have maxed out crit hit chance of 60% anyway because of those other buffs. So I don't recommend going anything above 50. You know, this is just circumstantial. We got that 2 extra, so that's fine. But yeah, I'd recommend once you hit 50% crit hit chance, dump everything into crit hit damage. All right, so now let's talk about the weapons. So we're going to compare things to our minigun, because look at our minigun, 1150 RPM. So that's already kicked up over the standard just due to our gearing. But let's check this out. So our chatterbox, 805 RPM up from the standard 700 that it would normally be. And this gets the bonus. When you reload, your rate of fire is increased by 20% for each enemy within 50 meters for the duration of that magazine. And kills refresh 50% of the magazine. I just want to show you guys something real quick so you can get what this is all about. So we got 805 RPM, right? Look at that rate of fire kicking up. All right, but the primary weapon that we want to check out and why I wanted to do this video is simply because this is so hilariously retarded. Okay, so we got the Vector SBR 9mm, and yeah, before you guys say, yeah, but you want to play with the 45. Yeah, I know, but I had this one. It naturally has rate of fire on it. And so first of all, before getting further, like, I don't need to check it out. We got the Dark Winter. The Dark Winter is the 45 version, and like I would be running it with Killer anyway. This just replaced. This is just a better version of my Vector 45, so I got rid of that. But this roll with the rate of fire. So what we were then able to do, get measured. So you got to remember that this measured, that 20% bonus rate of fire is not taken into account in that 1440. Nor does it take into account the bonus that we're going to get from killing enemies, that 5% per stack. So without taking into account the gunner bonus, we're still looking at 1,728. Let me check this out. Let's check this out. 1,440 times 1.2.
It's 1,728.
So yeah, so over 1,700 RPM as a base on this, and well, fuck, man. I just want to show you guys. Check this out. This is just silly. All right, here we go. Let's hope that I can hit that. We need a little bit of ramp up because of Obliterate. Remember, I'm on controller, so this is a little bit tougher for me. So just listen to that top half of that mag. And now the bottom half. Even the bottom half is retardedly fast, just does a ton of damage. So, and I know that this is not max damage because we're speccing into rate of fire instead of actual damage. We should be doing more damage. This is simply to show and just see how much fun it is. Listen to that. And let's see, how is it at range? This is probably where it's gonna die off, right? So we're keeping our DPS ain't dropping too much even at range. But as soon as we get to 15 meters, now it's going to be a different story. Watch this. Because of the rate of fire. Huh? Alright, well, you know what? We certainly aren't going to be able to kill a fucking name dude in one magazine at that distance. No. Oh, we can, but it's all over the place. Let me see. I got to ramp up my skill. Yeah, okay, we got to ramp shit up again. There we go. Okay, so even at 15 meters, a name target is going to be a little bit tougher to deal with, but you guys see. And this is where you probably just want to have a rifle to deal with something like that. Skills, and I'm just electing to use the Striker drone. This is just to grab aggro, do a little bit of damage to the guys. And then we're using the Crusader Shield. Notice that we are at skill tier 4. This is due to the NinjaBike, the Picaro's holster giving us that +1 skill tier, and then the 2 different armor cores here. So we're effectively getting 2 pieces right here off of the NinjaBike.
That should get their attention. Head to the service center on this side of the building.
All right, let's check this out.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Hostile radio intercepted.
We're under attack. It might be a diversion, so be ready.
It's funny, I'm just aiming in that direction, pulling the trigger, really not.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Oh, I'm on fire, fuck. Dude, this thing is so silly just to listen to it, trying to... Oh, where are you at, dude?
Agent in need of backup.
Wait, why didn't you kill him? Where'd you go, bitch? Thank you for making it easy. Whoa, come on, man. Still trying to figure out
Head
if
all the way
my
to the
fucking
top
brand new
floor.
controllers
Take the
get
stairs to the right of the elevators and work your way up.
getting fucked, or what is this?
Civilians in danger.
We'll just quickly come over here and do this. Why not?
Incoming hostiles detected.
Alright, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just silly. I mean, would I recommend going this route? No. But if you want to see what it's like to have, you know, an RPM of what I assume is over 1,800 with a vector, you know, as soon as we get those 3 kills, it's on like Donkey Kong. So, the thing is I would, for me to be able to run this, this would be no problem. This would actually be a lot of fun as long as I'm in a group with the healer. By the way, you want to be the man? There it is. Your team will love you. But yeah, if you're running with the healer like that, if I could find that guy to run with, this would be fucking so much fun. Because I'd be running around with Empathic Resolve and the Future Initiative buff, and this DPS would just go up substantially from there. So, the last thing that I will mention is some interesting things to pair it with. You know, you could of course pair it with a, like the Diamondback or the Merciless if you wanted to. But you know, a lot of you guys probably have something like a classic M1A. You know, this right here. This is my baby, classic M1A with the 10% damage to targets out of cover and boomerang on it. So something like this would be great because this is the easiest way to deal with long range targets. So I like the C79. Just it's I always like to get my crit hit chance, since you can get either 5% crit hit chance or 5% crit hit damage on the weapon mods, and you can get 12% crit hit damage but only 6% crit hit chance on the gear pieces. Why would you ever not get the 15% crit hit chance, or 5 to 10% if you're going to choose other mods? But yeah, I'd never choose crit hit damage on the weapon. Unless you're happening to do a build that's guaranteed crits, which is the thing. Anyway. Alright, Agents, well, this video probably ended up being longer than I actually wanted it to be, so thanks to any of you that made it through. I was chuckling to myself as I was putting this together. That rate of fire is just hilarious. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Try it out. You can even use it in endgame content, provided you have a way to sustain yourself. Alright, you Agents, be as safe as you need to be, and I will check you in the next one. Peace out.